Hello, Ignition developers. Today I'm going to be showing you on how to start implementing AI, large language models with Ignition, thanks to the early access MCP module that Ignition or Inductive Automation created. Now, this is still in early access, so it's not the production product already, but this way you can start playing with it and start seeing the possibilities that you can start getting with these AI and SCADA implementations. As you can see in my screen, I have Cloud Desktop, and in here I'm showing you a little bit of what I was able to collect. So I just put in something that says read wells, very, very straightforward. To give you some context, I have here in my designer these UDT instances for these wells with information that is randomly generated. It shows well info with the name, longitude, and latitude, along with these values. Again, these are not real values; they are just randomly generated, or I think they're using a sine wave, if I recall. But I have this in here, right? And on my AI client here, I can just type in read wells, and it's giving me a pretty nice looking dashboard with the casing, downhole, temperature, etc. information. Um, it's giving me the information of the wells, the latitude and longitude. Uh, it's got these values in here, normal, that I'm assuming is for the alarm tag that I have available here, alarm active tag. Um, and then some more information in here that's several wells show negative pressure readings. So it's giving some insights in here. Is noting the highest surface pressure for a certain well, as well as the highest temperature, and these that have low, notably low downhole casing pressure for these two other wells. Also typed what insights can you give me with this info? And here's what it's saying. It's talking about the negative pressure puzzle, and it's talking about some patterns that's being able to see a clear gradient from south to north. Okay, some information in here that's being generated by just quickly typing into these AI client, and it's also showing some visual information in here, which is very nice. I can see these working very well for production operators or operations management, etc. This is very nice. Now, how we implemented this, so the first step was to download the module. I just typed on Google MCP Inductive Automation Early Access download, and it brings you here to this the forum where you can read information and then fill the survey, and it'll download the file for you. Then once you download the file, you're gonna need to create these folders in here. So this is the your I guess default installation path for Ignition in your program files, inductive automation, Ignition. You're gonna go to data, config, resources, core. Now in here, this module, this folder, if we go back here, you're gonna have to create it yourself. Um, you give it this name, then I created this folder server config, and then my instance, called it MCP instance, and then you create these two files in here for the config and resource. I'm gonna show you here how they look. So this one looks like this. You can copy and paste these. Just make sure that you change these values in here. Showcase, this is for my project. That's how I named it. And then you're gonna also have the resource file here. I don't recall if this was auto-generated or I had to create it, but um, I was able to get this information from online and compile it together. This value here is unique identifier, so you can randomly generate it or get it from somewhere. Another thing is that I'm using Cloud Desktop. So to be able to incorporate it here, oh, before going here, once you create those files in Ignition, you're gonna have to go to your overview and scan file system. This is just to refresh these files that you have created, so your Ignition can see it. But then on another thing is you're gonna have to use a key. So you go to API keys. I created this test key, and in this case, I um, I turned off requiring secure connections for this API to make it easier because it's just in the testing phase. So once you have your files created and your API key, you are going to go in this case I'm using Claude. We're going to go to here in the top left corner, file, settings. You're going to go to the developer. If I click in here, it's going to show you my information with the MCP connection, and it's going to show my API key. But in here, you're going to have an option to click edit. So once you click edit, it's actually going to send you to the folder where you have your Cloud application, and you're going to see a file that's called Cloud Desktop Config. um, I can show it to you here actually because I edited, not show any important information. But this is going to, yours is going to look just like this with this information. You can see my path in here, but this is what it's gonna look like. You're gonna have to add this part in here. Um, you can pretty much copy everything else. If you created the MCP instance that looks like this, you can add it like that, or just name it the way that you name your folder in the inductive automation files. And here you're going to include your API key. Um, yeah, you're going to include your API key. And after doing that, you're going to save, and you're going to have to stop Cloud from running. So you can go to your task manager, end the task, and then open it again. If you see any messages coming up in here, it's probably because there's an error. Come to the top corner here, and it probably has to do with either the API key not matching or things like that. We can also check the logs in here, and because you're using some AI tools, you can actually ask the AI if you're having issues connecting. But yeah, this is pretty nice to be able to incorporate now these types of tools. Now you have these three options in here for prompt resources and tools. I'm focusing right now on tools right now, playing with them. In this case, I created these read wells. That's actually it's a small script to be able to run these wells from my folder in here. You can take a look at it and how it works. I'm pretty much using the system that tag browse function to collect the different tag paths that we have and read those values, pass them into a payload dictionary, and then um, JSON encode them and return that value, which is what's going to be needed over here in the your AI client. But this is pretty much it. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. It's exciting to see how AI is coming to play now with SCADA systems, with MES systems, and it's nice to see inductive automation, taking initiative in providing these modules. So I hope you enjoy it, and feel free to reach out with any questions. Thank you.